Well, okay, got the wing. Set my two servos in place where they're going to be for the ailerons. And I got one of these really thin wires. It comes with a Z-bend on one end. But I'm going to cut them. Well, yeah, I don't want to cut them yet. I want to bend this one. It's going to go from there to there. But I want some way of adjusting it. So I'm going to take the pliers. I'm going to take it like that. And I'm going to bend that piece like that a bit. Bend this in. Move the pliers over. Bend that piece back out. Now you can see what I've done here. I'll emphasize it more here. I've made a big V in the wire. Now, I'm going to give a rough guess on how long it has to be here. Putting this in one of these holes. Swim. Okay. We'll guesstimate. From about there to just past the servo. Okay, see? Cut this wire long. But I'll be able to adjust it now. I'm going to take this one and the tip. I bend it 90 degrees that way. The tip of the pliers, I'm going to take it. I'm going to bend it 90 degrees up. I'm going to square it off of the pliers, see? And I made my own Z-bend. Now, if I put it with this one, I want to make both these wires the same length, because that just suits the purpose. Okay, so take this, and remember we start the bend up, over, and another one up, and then just make it all steeper. What this does is when we get these pieces in place, because we're using Z-bends at both ends, we haven't got a clevis or anything for adjustment. So we can close or open this little V in the wire, and it'll make our overall wire longer. I'm going to cut this off the same length as that one. There, so the wire aside. The kit comes 3 wires like that. 2 of them we leave long for the elevator. That's why we make our own 2 here now. Now, you can do your best to try and make these wires look just the same. Right? Okay. Very similar. Now, you can see here, I have both my servos in, and the wires bent on. Okay? Now, it's important we don't glue these servos in. We haven't centered our servos. So we don't know if these are centered or not. We might have to take the servo horns off and readjust them. But until then, we can still set up these wires or control rods to the right length so that it is all as far as we can go square. Now, we have to make it so that the aileron is level. Always make sure when you're doing this that the aileron is level with the wing. You're going to take it. Now, on my servo horn, I have 3 holes, but I'm only going to use one of them. Now, there's many ways to do this. I'm going to adjust this the way I always do them. So I'm going to make sure my elevator is dead even. Now, hook this up. There's a few different ways. First off, make sure your aileron is level with the wing. Then hold the wire in place there so that you can have it on the servo horn. And you're making sure that the elevator is level. I'm going to grab this wire right in the center where it should be bent. The elevator dead flat. Right there. If I bend it right there, should be good. So now I know I have to bend it that way. So I'll bend it straight that way. I can undo that. I just held on to that long enough to bend the wire. Now that I got the wire bent, I can take it off the control horn, use a pair of other pliers, and finish my Z-bend. And then trim the wire off. So there, now we have this. Now to test fit it, I'm going to put it back in my control horn. I'm going to take my servo out. Oh, I may have to make a hole in the servo horn bigger. So it looks like. Okay, well we'll have to do that. Now if you have to make your holes in your servo horns bigger, I have my handy handheld drill. Got a very small bit in it. I'll get it clean up just a little bit here. Now this should fit in there. And my servo will fit here. Now, with the elevator dead flat, the servo horn is sitting straight up and down. Can you see that? Okay. So the servo horn is straight up and down. The elevator is level in the wing. See? So I know now that more than likely that's going to help. That one will be wire is ready to go. So when I'm done the other side, and I'm sure when I center the servos with the radio equipment, and only after we center the radio equipment can we glue the servos in. Because if we still have to get the servo horn screw if the servo's not centered.